This week on Goofing Off,
Mitchell's got some hard-hitting Naruto questions on ZT Rivia.
Kyle starting from zero on Animanga.
All this and more on Goofing Off.
Welcome back to another fantastic episode of Goofing Off. I'm Matt Reed. Kyle, you gotta wake up, buddy. It's time to start the episode. Kyle, wake up.
Whoa, Matt, what's going on?
We're hosting show 5. Are you really still tired from the last stream?
Look, after doing 4 of these, it starts to wear on you, but I guess it's over now.
So, how was the game? Was Luigi's Mansion everything you hoped it would be?
You know, Matt, I'm way too tired to go into that right now. I'll just let Colin do it.
Hey fellas, this is Colin here and watching Magic Strawberry. In case you haven't heard, Goofing Off just recently wrapped our 25-hour live stream in which we played Luigi's Mansion 3, and I figured I might as well review it. So there, this is Luigi's Mansion 3. Again, after playing Luigi's Mansion 3 for almost 25 hours straight, you can understand why I might feel a little jaded towards this game and how it might negatively affect my view of the game's quality in general, but rest assured that I will remain somewhat objective and only gripe about things that genuinely bothered me. But for the most part, Luigi's Mansion 3 is a thoroughly charming game that cements Luigi as a protagonist with an actual discernible personality, as opposed to a certain somebody. Every step of the way, Luigi is portrayed as a clumsy and anxious mess who nevertheless perseveres and overcomes all of his fears in order to save his friends and family because they've all been entrapped in picture frames by King Boo. Just as a little backstory, Luigi and friends were all tricked into visiting a hotel that's actually haunted so that King Boo and his cohorts could get his revenge. Everyone but Luigi gets captured and it's up to Luigi and his super vacuum, the Poltergust, and Gooigi to rid the hotel of all paranormal activity and save his friends. Unlike the first game that had a sort of horror vibe to it, Luigi's Mansion 3 is evenly lit and way quirkier than I initially expected it to be. I obviously wasn't expecting something like Outlast, but Luigi's Mansion 3 fits firmly into Nintendo's brand of camp. All of the ghosts, especially the bosses, are just plain goofy, and it's made all the better with Luigi's animations as he constantly shakes and trembles his way through the hotel floors. The gameplay isn't half bad either, despite its clunky controls. Aiming with the Poltergust never really improves throughout the duration of the game, and it's especially awkward when aiming it up in the air, but the core of the game is its puzzles, and the game succeeds in that regard in spades. The puzzles can be a bit frustrating, especially later in the game, which is why figuring them out is oftentimes more rewarding than, well, the award, such as gems, which are these collectibles you can obtain through miscellaneous puzzles as a side to the actual campaign. Nonetheless, the creativity of these puzzles never fail to engage the player, and they do a good job of keeping you on your toes when you find yourself utilizing mechanics that I sometimes forgot were even there. The bosses are also exceptional, with each one feeling appropriately unique, and more importantly, balanced. Even when some bosses feel way too formidable at first, you will have several epiphanies in which you figure out how to beat somebody after the fact, and then the fight becomes a breeze once you try again. What makes all of this come together is its handful of mechanics that are introduced in the early stages in the game. There's the flashlight that you use to stun ghosts, thus making them vulnerable to your super vacuum, the dark light which materializes abstract things in picture frames and to reveal ghost tracks. Also there's Gooigi, EGAD's creation that can be summoned to be a general helping hand, and can also be used to slip through grates and other places Luigi himself cannot access. The setting of the game, the hotel, absolutely comes to life as you move from floor to floor. The first few floors seem like your average hotel, but as you collect more and more elevator buttons, thus allowing you access to the rest of the hotel, you enter floors that resemble botanical gardens, or an archaeological museum, or one that has a literal body of water with a pirate chip on it. The variety of each floor starts to wildly differ, for better or worse. Each floor is balanced, but there's some floors, like the boiler room, that you feel like you couldn't leave soon enough. And then there's some floors with squandered potential because of how short they are. You start to wonder why some of the more average looking floors take way longer to finish than some of the gimmicky ones. EGAD is also a bit of a nuisance since he often makes you stop your progress in the game to return to his basement laboratory and drops hints every now and then in a huge lower third that obscures more of the frame than it frankly should, and you can't dismiss it either, which becomes annoying when you're in the middle of combat and you can't see anything. Still, the charm of this roughly 18-hour adventure is hard to deny, and you can't help but smile as Luigi, the reluctant hero once again, clears out each hotel floor in a game with excellent pacing, despite some backtracking. If anything, I think Luigi's Mansion 3 cements Luigi as a respectable protagonist despite the fact that he may never leave Mario's shadow. Mario may be able to do literally everything else better, but he can't bust ghosts quite like Luigi. I give Luigi's Mansion 3 a 7.8 out of 10. Thanks for watching Magic Strawberry. Feel free to hit the like button down below, subscribe to the channel, and follow us on Twitter at ZTV Goofing Off. See ya!
Hey Matt, have we done a host bit where we've run off camera in a while?
No, I don't think we have.
Well, what do we do?
Cut to break and run off camera?
Sounds like a plan. Let's take a quick break.
If you like what you see here on Goofing Off, be sure to like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on Twitter.
You're watching ZTV.
Sasuke! Sasuke!
Matt, what are you doing?
Oh, it's some inside joke me and my friends have who've watched the show. I don't know anything about Naruto, but it sounds funny, so I say it. Sasuke!
Alright, well, let's see if Mitchell's guests know any more than you do up next on ZT Rivia.
Hello, my fellow Shinobi. I'm Mitchell Waltz, and welcome back to everyone's favorite game show, ZT Rivia. Today, we're taking a break from video games and traveling to the amazing world of anime with our topic of Naruto. Taking on the questions today, I have Colin on my left and Joe on my right. How do you guys think you'll do against Naruto trivia?
Well, as someone who's watched a majority of the anime and read a lot of the manga, I'll be quite disappointed in myself if I have a subpar performance tonight.
I think I know Boruto's dad pretty well. I think I'll do okay.
All right, well, I can't wait to get started and find out. But before that, I'll give a short rundown of the rules. We'll have 3 rounds with 3 questions per round. Each round, the questions will become increasingly more challenging and you'll only have 15 seconds to answer. Are you guys ready for the Shonen Showdown, or will these questions drain your chakra? Let's get started and find out. Round 1, question 1. What are the 3 types of jutsu? Ooh. Just some basics. Gotta get the fundamentals down. Come on, Joe. All right, let's reveal them. We got ninjutsu, taijutsu, and genjutsu. Joe says ninjutsu, taijutsu, and genjutsu. Technically, you're both correct. I'm gonna give a quarter of a point off for taijutsu. How dare you?
It's TAI.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
right.
Which one's your favorite jutsu?
Oh, taijutsu all the way.
Oh yeah, taijutsu.
It's so cool.
Question 2. What is Naruto's favorite restaurant? Or shop? Food shop. I trust you know it.
There's always one right.
Alright, we're ready. Let's reveal them. Colin says Ichiraku Ramen. Joe says Ichiraku Ramen. You're both correct. Good job.
Man,
I got it. I got this.
the show made me fall in love with ramen. I'm like, I want some ramen, and I never looked back.
I would eat instant ramen while watching it, but I've never had real authentic ramen.
Gotta go to
Makes
that
me
place.
sad.
Kyatsu Ramen. Or in green.
Yeah, we should. Question 3. Where did Kakashi obtain his Sharingan? My favorite character. Everyone's favorite character. Or at least he should be.
But man, what's his real name? I forget. Or is that the name?
Alright, let's reveal him, yeah. Alright. Joe says from Obito as a graduation gift. Colin says from Obito and Toby, spelled slightly wrong. It's fine.
It's okay.
You're both right, yeah, I'll accept it.
Okay. It's the only one who didn't give him a gift.
His comrade. You know what's worse than scum?
Those who leave their friends behind.
Those who leave their friends behind.
Yes. Yeah. Round 2, question 1. How long was the time skip between Naruto and Naruto Shippuden? So pretty much how long did Naruto go train with Jiraiya?
I want to say.
I guess I'll take whoever's closer, but
I'm really looking for the right answer. Okay, I think I got it.
confident.
Pretty. Barely. You know what? I'm just winging it.
Okay, let's reveal the answers, guys. Colin says 3 years. Joe says 2.5 to 3 years. Well, what I have written down is 2 years. I think it's closer to 2.5, so I'm gonna give it to Joe.
Man.
Correct. You guys are both really close.
Man.
You know, it was around. Originally, I thought it was like, oh yeah, 5 years, 7 years.
You wrote down.
I
7
wrote down
years.
7. I'm like, no.
Oh, yeah.
Question 2. Why did Itachi Uchiha wipe out his entire clan, minus Sasuke, of course? That's good. Truly sad.
Oh, I can't write.
All right, you better get it in, Joe. I'm gonna enforce it. I'm gonna hit you with the Rasengan if you don't get it in quick. All right, let's reveal him. All right, Colin says because the Hidden Leaf Village made him do. So
Do it.
Do it. Okay, do it's a little bit off. And then to prevent them from overthrowing the village. You're both right. So like Hanzo did.
Yeah.
Or Danzo, not Hanzo.
Yeah.
This isn't Overwatch. Danzo did kind of make him do it, and that's also true.
But he
Like-
also did it because he wanted to. Like, he didn't want him to overtake the village.
Yeah. Well, I had to save the village from a coup d'etat planned by his clan.
Closer to his answer.
I don't know. We'll see. I'll give you both half a point because
Okay.
you weren't exactly correct. You were. Well, I guess overthrowing. I'm gonna give Joe a full point. I'm gonna give you half a point.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll really even matter. Question 3: Who was the only person to pass the tuning exams? This is just like the tuning exams covered in the show. They hold one every 2 years. All right, let's reveal him. No time for drawings. Joe says Shikamaru. Colin says Shikamaru. You're both correct. Yeah. He is honestly like the best character.
He is.
The best
strategist of the
Shikamaru.
village.
His fights are the best.
They are. And I'm mad he doesn't have more of them,
Yeah.
honestly. But
Man, his fight versus Hedon. Ooh.
Oh yeah. Round 3, question 1. What year did the first chapter of Naruto manga release? Ooh, told you to get a little bit harder. Or the first volume chapter, first book to come out. With manga.
Okay.
I'll go for this one. I'll go for whoever's closer, because I'm generous, kind. All right, let's reveal the answer. You both say 1999. You're both wrong.
Ooh,
It's 2000. You're 1 year off.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought maybe.
Question 2. What are the names of Kaguya's children? She has 2 sons. I'll give you the hint. What are their
Oh.
names? They're pretty important characters.
They are.
One more than the other, in my opinion. I figure you guys will get one. The second one's gonna be all well.
Oh.
I know it.
There's so many characters in the show that
I
are
know.
like, well, yeah, that and like they're all like kind of like related. Like, you got like the 2 sons of Kaguya,
Yeah.
and you got the 2 sons of Kaguya's sons, and then you got like who else? I don't know. We got like Naruto and Sasuke. They're all like duos.
Man, I'm really just gonna wing it here, but like.
Trust it. I don't like what you're writing, Jim. I like that one. All right, Joe. I don't think you get this right. Just reveal him already. All right, let's reveal him. Joe says Hagoromo and what Sasuke's great grandpa.
Yes.
Is that right?
I mean, they're like reincarnation.
Well, here, I'm gonna come back to you. And then Sage of 6 Paths, which is correct, Hagoromo. And then Hageyama, which is not correct. You both got Hagoromo. That's correct. His brother is Hamura. Hamura.
Okay.
Hamura, yeah.
Okay.
I can't speak.
So we got
But is Sasuke great grandpa, is he Indra? It's Ashura and Indra, right?
Oh, yeah.
Hagoromo's sons.
Yeah. And like I think that's how you got like
Sasuke and Naruto.
Well, even before that, you got Madara and
Madara, Hashirama.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, technically,
I knew
if
that
we did
one,
like a
but
23andMe,
they might be related. Question 3, the last question of ZT Rivia today. What are the names of all the Hokage throughout the series?
okay.
Oh no.
Name them all.
Oh no.
also state your favorite. I'll give you guys a little bit more time on this one. It takes a little bit of time to think about them.
I only know them by their numbers.
God,
It's
I
the
don't
thing.
know how to
Oh,
spell
yeah.
their names.
It's okay with spelling. If I can understand it, I'll allow it. You guys know how many there are, though, right?
Of course.
Okay.
There's-
Do we need to do like all the Kage from all the villages?
No, just the Hokage.
Okay.
No Mizukage. No Kazekage. Okay. I don't know
could
the
do
rest.
that. I could do
What's his dad's name?
Okay, I see where you went there. All right, you guys are good?
that. Yes.
Okay, let's reveal them.
Man.
All right. So Colin says Tsunade, Naruto, Kakashi, Tobirama, second, third, and dad. We'll go back. Joseph over here says what? Hashirama, Tobirama, Hiruzen, also known as Sarutobi,
What's his last
Minato.
name?
What? Tsunade spelled wrong. It's the T-S-U.
Oh, you're right.
Come on.
Oh,
Come on, you should know this.
there is a T there. What are you
Hold on,
talking
what's-
about? There's a T. It's hard to see because the marker's going out.
Okay, and then you got Kakashi and Naruto. Joe is 100% correct. I think you're wrong on multiple things there.
Yeah.
Tobirama is the second Hokage. The first would be Hashirama.
Yeah.
But
Man.
I like Dad though. I'll accept that. one. He is Dad.
Just dad.
Well, all right, everybody. That's all the Naruto trivia I have for you today. Congrats, Joe, on winning, defeating Colin. You're truly the Naruto master. You know a whole lot. Congrats. But how many did you get right? If you have any suggestions for topics or questions, let me know on Twitter at ZTV Goofing Off, and be sure to use the hashtag ZTRivia. Until next time, see you later, everybody, and believe it!
Kyle, we haven't done many host bits with random props either.
You've got a point. Good thing I grabbed these random props in the prop closet before we started doing house bits.
Wow, what a neat little coincidence. What do we do now?
Got to break.
Cut to break.
If you like what you see here on Goofing Off, be sure to like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on Twitter.
You're watching ZTV.
Ten,
9,
8,
7,
6,
5,
4,
3,
2,
1.
ReZero up next on Animanga. Hello anime and manga fans, I'm Kyle Glockner and welcome back to another episode of Animanga. Defining a top 10 of anything can be difficult, and for everyone I've talked to, shows, movies, and anime can be among the hardest to make a definitive decision on. For me personally, there are so many shows that I absolutely adore, but I just can't bring myself to rank certain shows above others. Even now, I have a vague idea of several of my favorite shows, and there are only a couple series that I know are above others, but those are few and far between. I've talked about many of these shows before on Animanga, and today I want to talk about one that is definitively in my top 10, and perhaps even in my top 5. And while Brendan technically reviewed this show already on Goof, it was at a point when only 8 episodes were out, and I feel as though the series changed a lot in the second half of its run. So without further ado, today I'll be talking about ReZero. ReZero features Natsuki Subaru as he just kind of ends up getting transported to another world on his way home from the convenience store. As he gathers his bearings in this new world, he comes across a mysterious girl named Amelia and gets wrapped up in trying to help her get back something that was stolen from her. Through this, the two end up being brutally murdered by an unseen assailant, and as Subaru lays dying in a pool of his own blood, he discovers that he has gained the ability to go back to a specific point in time, not unlike a save point in a video game. However, the catch to this ability is that it only triggers if he dies. Now, I've said this with a couple shows now, but the premise of ReZero was the first thing that really gripped me. The idea of a character being able to go back in time in order to try to make a scenario play out differently is interesting enough, and time travel is no stranger to anime as seen in a show like Steins Gate, but adding the stipulation of death was truly something I hadn't seen before. Part of why I watched this show was that I wanted to see how exactly this show would play out and what sort of stakes the show would present when death is more of a benefit than a detriment to our protagonist. Playing into that, while the basic premise was enough to grab my attention, the way it factors into the plot is downright stellar. An arc of Re:Zero consists of Subaru living out a handful of days with those around him, only for him to die in some way or another, bringing him back to the beginning of that particular loop and doing whatever he can to prevent his own death, as well as the death of those around him in some cases. Given that, there's an underlying mystery theme to Re:Zero as you try to figure out what exactly is going on behind the scenes of each arc and what Subaru can do to avoid his untimely death. Each arc really pulls you in because of this, and it allows the viewer to piece the situation together along with Subaru. It's something truly unique, at least for the isekai genre, and definitely helped this show stand out. But the main thing that I love about this show are its characters. There are many characters throughout the series run, and they each play a role that just couldn't be filled by anyone else. Everyone has at least one shining moment and contributes to helping Subaru in one way or another, but really, it's the main three characters, Subaru, Emilia, and Rem, that made me love this show as much as I do. I can confidently say that Natsuki Subaru is one of my favorite protagonists. There are a lot of things that make him an unlikable protagonist, but I really feel like there's more behind these unlikable traits that make him a fantastic character. On a surface level, Subaru can be described as arrogant, stubborn, happy-go-lucky, and ignorant. From that description alone, you might already hate Subaru, but his character goes much deeper than just that. There are a lot of factors to Subaru's ability to return by death that play into his character as a whole. One of those factors is that he can't tell anyone about this ability. Any attempt to do so results in the threat of death to Subaru or those around him, which basically leaves Subaru being held at gunpoint throughout the entire series. Because of that, he is mostly alone in his suffering, constantly seeing those he cares for die, as well experiencing the trauma of his own death several times, and feeling the pain of dying each and every time wears down on his mind. But throughout most of it, he maintains his happy-go-lucky persona in order to make everyone not worry about him. However, there are several times when this persona cracks and even shatters, and Emilia and Rem are the ones to see through his facade at times and offer him much needed solace and comfort. There are two very specific episodes that exemplify this, those being episode 8 and another episode that plays a much more significant role in the series overall, and is one of my favorite episodes of anime, and that is episode 18. Episode 18 of Re:Zero is famous in its own right. This episode, which featured about 2 to 3 extra minutes of content compared to your standard anime episode, almost solely focuses on Subaru giving into the pain and stress of trying again and again to save those he cares about, but not being able to because of his own inability to do anything. In that moment, he is ready to give up and move on, leaving everything behind in order to avoid the perpetual agony he's being put through. However, Rem is there to convince him to keep moving forward and to not give up, and while there's way more to that episode than what I just described now, that's the basic gist without going too in-depth in order to avoid spoilers. But episode 18 is the absolute best episode of Re:Zero. This is one of the most heartfelt and emotional scenes I've seen in anime. All of Subaru's arrogance, cockiness, and stubbornness is stripped away, and what remains is a broken shell, having given up on everything he has been fighting for throughout the entire series. It was a very deep look past the usual mask Subaru wears in order to hide his insecurities, and to see Rem lay all of her feelings bare to help lift Subaru out of the abyss he was in is incredibly tear-jerking. Seeing Subaru grow from this episode is amazing, and it's these interactions between these three characters, seeing them support each other at various points of the show that just made me love all three of them. This is, in my opinion, one of the best trios I've seen in anime, and while I know many people were disappointed by Subaru rejecting Rem in favor of Emilia, I just feel like that decision really exemplifies one of Subaru's strongest traits, which is his conviction and dedication to his goal. And now, there's just one more thing I'd like to touch on before ending this review. I've occasionally talked about how a show holds up as an adaptation of the source material, and it is one of the many reasons that I love Re:Zero. It's obvious that there is a ton of passion poured into the adaptation of Re:Zero. Covering 9 whole light novel volumes, there was a lot to cover in this 25-episode series. Keep in mind that for a typical 12 to 13 episode adaptation of a light novel, the material adapted is usually taken from 2, maybe 3 volumes. Now for some shows, if there's something big happening, or more often in the climax of a show, the opening animation or the closing animation will be omitted, giving the production team extra time to work with in the episode for telling the story. With Re:Zero, I would say that about 80% of the episodes completely omit the opening and ending, choosing instead to squeeze out as much material as they can into the limited amount of episodes they have. And even then, there are several episodes that surpass the standard length of an anime episode, as I said before with episode 18. And even then, there are a surprising amount of details left out of this adaptation. But after reading what was left out, I feel as though the things that were removed were done so with the knowledge that they either don't matter much to the overall plot, or are relevant to events that happen in arcs after what the anime covered. That being said, I'm very curious to see what they'll do with some of the information that was left out of Season 1 when it becomes relevant in the upcoming Season 2. But putting that aside, it is clear that the people working on this project truly cared about what they were working on, and that passion shines through in the final product. So many little details throughout the adaptation work together to make this a truly wonderful experience of a show, and I highly recommend reading up on the circumstances and the inner workings of the ReZero adaptation. Overall, I absolutely love ReZero. It's a series that uses everything it can to its advantage and does so very well. Its popularity is well deserved, and knowing that Season 2 is finally on the horizon makes me really excited to see what happens next, as I've been avoiding spoilers all this time just to experience it fresh as it airs. ReZero was directed by Masaharu Watanabe, written by Masahiro Yokotani, and animated by White Fox, while the original light novel and web novel were written by Tappei Nagatsuki and illustrated by Shinichiro Otsuka. I could sing the praises of this show for hours, and condensing that into this review has been one of the hardest things I've had to do for a review. So at this point, all I'll say is please check out ReZero. I hope you love it just as much as I do. But that's all the time I have for today, so let me know what you think by tweeting me at ZTV Goofing Off using the hashtag Animanga. Until then, I'm Kyle Glockner, and this has been Animanga. All right, Matt, well, what's the bit we're bringing back for this break? Matt, where are you? Oh, this is the bit where one of us falls asleep. Well, folks, looks like we gotta cut the break.
If you like what you see here on Goofing Off, be sure to like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on Twitter.
You're watching ZTV.
Matt, hear me out here.
What's up, bud?
We've already done Danganronpa. Brandon covered the first anime, and I covered the Danganronpa 3 anime. Who's doing Danganronpa?
Well, Kyle, where's Drew right now?
He's in a very nice loft apartment with an exquisite mahogany door that has a big flat screen TV in front of his window overlooking the city that, ever since the incident, is in a state of perpetual night.
And what does he do in that apartment?
Review visual novels.
So, what is he doing now? Drew's reviewing the Danganronpa visual novels up next.
Yes. Begin the visual novel review.
Welcome back to Drew's Visual Novelin. As the name states, I'm Drew Brown, and I will indeed be visual novelin tonight. Folks, tonight is the episode you were all waiting for. Every show about visual novels has it, a lot of shows about anime have it, and a somewhat decent amount of shows about video games have it. You guessed it, it's not Heavy Rain. I'm talking about Danganronpa. Danganronpa is one of the first things people think about when they think of visual novels. Sorry, Mr. Wright. And I am no exception. After I'd bought my PlayStation Vita for Persona 4 Gold, and like everyone else, I needed something to play on it after I'd beaten Persona. After doing a quick Google search for best Vita games, besides Final Fantasy for the Switch and Metal Gear for the NES, Danganronpa is right smack on the page. So little pre-visual novel fella me went out and got the game, thinking it would be a cool murder mystery and just that. Little did I know that I'd be diving into an as of now 4-game franchise, 2 plot essential anime with 1 other anime adaptation, a couple manga adaptations, and a super passionate fan base. I also didn't know that the plot was much more than a murder mystery, but it ended up being one of the most unique and interesting plots I've ever experienced. So let's begin our huge feast of content to cover with Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. This is the beginning of it all. You play as Makoto Naegi, an average guy who ironically is chosen to attend Hope's Peak Academy, a school that only accepts people who exceed in a certain talent. They're called Ultimates. Makoto is confused, but goes to the ceremony anyway. Once he gets there, he passes out and wakes up to a completely sealed up Hope's Peak with a group of 14 other students. He and the others are then prompted by Monokuma, the little black and white bear fella on the cover, to play a killing game. Which in this case means in order to leave, you have to get away with murder by sneaking your way through the class trial. A sort of court case where the whole group decides who done it. The plot is one of the main appeals of the game, so I don't want to get too into spoilers, but that's the basic outline. The unique premise of Danganronpa, along with the equally unique art style and presentation of the game, was what initially caught my eye, along with the buzz about it online. Danganronpa exceeded my expectations story-wise tenfold with how it both was a very engaging overarching story, and all the characters are interesting in their own right. The way that it slowly reveals things about what is really happening about Hope's Peak Academy, while also juggling the murder plot of the chapter and the various stories of the characters, makes it like eating 3 delicious meals all in one. Not my best choice for an analogy for the subject matter, but I'm just gonna roll with it. As for the gameplay, Danganronpa has sections called Free Time, where you can take some time to hang out with some of your favorite characters. The interactions admittedly aren't a whole lot, but some of the later ones can reveal some hidden sides of the character you wouldn't find otherwise. I like that the game encourages you to become invested in the characters, and it can really make the plot hit all that harder when something potentially bad happens to them. Which of course plays into the game and even the entire franchise's theme of hope versus despair. You really feel that despair when the game kills off some of your favorite characters or some other bad things happen. Conversely, the game intentionally gives the player hope by having moments where Hope's Peak Academy opens up after each trial, which allows you to explore the school further and potentially get more information about how to leave, or the points where the characters band together and try to fight Monokuma, only to be thrown back into the despair pit when another bad thing happens. Another aspect of the gameplay is the class trials themselves, where you gotta put your big brain hat on and use it to run through the statements of your classmates and figure out who was the killer. The game presents these trials in such a fast-paced fashion that it's often really hard to put down once you start one. There were multiple times where I started a trial sometime at 11 p.m. or some other late hour and not finished a trial until 3 a.m. The trials aren't all just reading either. There are a myriad of minigames that you have to play to keep the trial fresh, and almost all of them are engaging and really fun to play. Almost. Some people give Danganronpa 1 flack for being a little on the generic side character-wise, but I feel like it has some of the best characters in the series. Toko, Kirigiri, Chihiro, and of course Makoto are some of my personal favorites. I also like the more grounded plot of the first game as opposed to some of the other games. Grounded being a loose term, of course. And overall, it's one of my favorite first games of a series, period. Don't be mistaken, however, because the first game has some wild twists and turns that set it apart from other visual novels with the same premise. Danganronpa 1 is on every platform from the PSP to the PS4 and everything in between, so definitely pick it up. You have no excuse. Next in this series, we have Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. This one takes place after the first game, of course, and revolves around Hajime Hinata, who is also just an ordinary dude who got invited to Hope's Peak Academy. In a similar premise to the first game, he and a group of other students are held captive and forced to play a killing game. However, this time they aren't trapped in a school, but an entire island with different areas and buildings to explore. Danganronpa 2 does what a great sequel should do because it adds so much to the baseline that the first game laid down. There's more to explore, the characters are more interesting. Well, most of them. And the class trials are switched up. There's new minigames and revisions of older ones that really make me feel like they responded to some of the main criticisms that people had of the first game. Danganronpa 2 is definitely the high point of the franchise in my opinion. It really takes the wild moments of the first one and turns them up just enough to give it almost its own personality while not forgetting its roots. Danganronpa 2 is available on pretty much all of the same platforms as the first game, so if you played that, you can play this one. Danganronpa Ultra Despair Girls is the next game in the franchise. It isn't really a visual novel simply because the creators wanted to try to throw a different type of game into the mix, and this time it was a third-person shooter. It's almost a sort of spin-off of the franchise that doesn't follow the traditional Danganronpa formula. Ultra Despair Girls does suffer from some low points, but all in all, I think it is a solid entry to the franchise. I appreciate that it explores some themes that a lot of video games and other similar forms of media are afraid to explore, and definitely lives up to the name Ultra Despair. It isn't a visual novel, however, so I can't talk about it any longer or my loft apartment will collapse. So let's move on.
Oh my, is this Drew's beautiful loft apartment?
Wow.
It is! Welcome to my loft apartment,
Wow,
Colin and
you know
Kyle.
what? Wow, do you have any... Is this the only room?
Wow.
Yeah.
And it really is overlooking the city.
Yeah.
Wow.
you guys,
Amazing.
you guys enjoying my printout of the Danganronpa 3 cover?
Yeah, you know, I see... Alright, so like... Alright, so I can see the city, but like...
Yeah.
Honestly, I prefer this.
Yeah, it's way better. The city...
Why would I want to look out the window right here?
Yeah, honestly. So I was like, I told the movers, the TV right in front of the window. They were like, what? And I was like, yeah.
Well, no, see, because you have the brick wall right here.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you have the window.
Yeah.
And like, why would you put it in front of the brick wall?
Exactly.
Like, look at those bricks.
They're over here. They're right behind me.
at
They're
them.
so beautiful.
Oh, like that one. In particular,
I like that brick
I like that one.
too. It's very nice.
Also, yeah, man, like, wow. Ever since the Earth turned into perpetual night.
Yeah, it's been rough.
rough.
But anyway, Kyle, can I review the Danganronpa 3 anime?
No,
All right.
you can't. I'm sorry.
Sorry, guys. We're gonna have to move on. Danganronpa 3 anime. It's pretty good.
Pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. That's all I can say about it, though.
Well,
Kyle literally has bombs planted in my loft apartment.
Yep, sorry,
so we're
guys.
gonna have to move on.
Danganronpa 3 anime, you know? Future arc, it's all right. Despair arc, pretty good.
Yeah,
Right, Drew?
I like the Despair arc. It's
Yeah,
good.
me too.
Okay, so the final game in the Danganronpa series, as of right now, is Danganronpa V3: Killing Harmony. This game really is the culmination of everything you've learned from the past 2 games and the 2 different animes you've watched. So get your hope ready, break out the big brain cap, and get ready for a wild ride. I really like the setting of this one because it literally brings everything home to an empty and overgrown Hope's Peak Academy for reasons I won't go into. I always enjoy when franchises go back to places from older games, but not many go the extra mile and make the place all busted up and falling apart like this game does. The game as a whole feels and even looks a little darker and more, I guess you would say, wilted in a way, and I think it's a good response to Danganronpa 2's bright, flashy presentation. Of course, in proper Danganronpa fashion, the class trials and murders are still intricate and mind-blowing like the previous games, and the mini-games for the class trials feel fresh and are still engaging to play. Danganronpa V3 also has some very good characters as well. Some of the more complex and interesting characters, in my opinion, come from this entry. To connect the 3, I think all of them are very good in their own right. They all have great things about them. Danganronpa 1's amazing baseline, 2's awesome cast of characters and plot, and 3's overall tone, setting, and unique ending. All the games share a great overarching plot, engaging in really amazingly written murder cases, and that unique presentation I mentioned earlier. The Danganronpa series has some of the coolest and most standout aspects to it that make it a must-play for anybody who wants to get into visual novels, or even someone who may have missed it in the past. Danganronpa was written and developed by our good friends at Spike Chunsoft. It's on a ton of different systems, but all of the games are on the PS Vita. If you've learned anything from Drew's visual novel, and it's that you should buy a PS Vita. But it's also available on all these systems, so if you have any one of these, definitely check out Danganronpa. It's kind of a big jump into a franchise, but it's one you won't regret or feel despair over. Well, that's about all the time I have for Drew's visual novelin. If you have any visual novels for me to review, tweet me at CTV Goofing Off with the hashtag visual novelin. Until next time.
A body has been discovered! Now then, after a certain amount of time has passed, the class trial will begin!
Well, I guess I got some work to do, so I'll see you guys after the class trial. I hope.
Hey, Kyle. Do you think that since we've been redoing typical bits for the breaks, that in itself counts as a break?
So the bit for the break is that we just cut to break. Isn't that just a standard throw to break?
Yeah, basically.
Oh, well then, we'll be right back after this break.
If you like what you see here on Goofing Off, be sure to like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on Twitter.
You're watching ZTV.
Hey Matt, what you doing there, buddy?
I'm getting ready.
For what?
I'm getting through Rock Tunnel, and if I want to do it right, I have to be prepared.
Oh, right. Well, when you're ready, let's watch you and new member Nick up next on Pokegoofs.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Pokegoofs. My name is Matt Reed.
And I'm Nick McFadden.
And we are going to be doing some very wild things today. I've got my trusty helmet, and I think we're going to go through Rock Tunnel today, hopefully. Fingers crossed. It's either that or all my Pokemon are going to die, and we're just going to end this segment forever.
Fingers crossed.
But hopefully not. So let's get started, shall we?
Yes.
All right, well, we're here, and we're going to talk to Flash Gordon, and he's going to give us something.
Oh, a reward. Ooh.
Yes.
My dude, I forgot that was...
Yes. Yes. Yes!
Wow.
Flash! Oh, he didn't know a move, he just... Okay, it's done. I guess... Learned Flash.
Why?
Why not, Mitchell? Why not?
Oh,
Whee! Oh, he's burned? He's gonna get hurt by burn? Hurt by burn.
nice. Kill it. Pedal dance. What kind of move is pedal dance?
Oh!
Wait.
Oh!
Okay, we good, but you might,
We not good.
you might want to change that line up there, Chief.
We're gonna just do a little something. Kick him in the face.
I don't understand, like, who named Pokemon, you know? Like, why Fortress?
He's tough.
Okay, but
He's-
like you think they'd be a little bit more creative. Like, that doesn't look like a
What would you name him? On the spot.
fortified ball with cannons on the spot.
A child unattended. I mean, the name of the game should be Children Unattended. Because that's what I am. I'm a
That's
child
pretty
unattended.
true.
Guys, wait. This is the wonderful place where we met Mitchell.
Aw.
Let's just admire it for a second. Yes, Mitchell almost just died, but you know what? We don't have to worry about that. Wait, that's like all my money. Hold on.
I mean, hey, why else do you have money except to spend it? Just, I mean, it's
That
not
is honestly the mentality that I use every day.
yeah, like, what else are you gonna do with it? It's just there to be spent. It's its purpose.
Oh, this hurts, spending all this money.
I'm a financial planning major.
That's not good. I'm like Buckethead, but you can see my face and I don't have guitar skills.
You deceived me.
Alright, this man will hurt me.
Who keeps getting on?
Okay, they gave me Encore, but I doubt it's Encore. So I'm gonna go look.
Encore.
I missed what, 11? It is Encore.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay. Are you gonna fight this man?
That's inevitable. You can't avoid that, I don't think. But I'm gonna take a chance here. And yes, I know I'm taking the chance with Mitchell's life, but hear me out. You gotta do what you gotta do. Oh, I could have used Blaze Kick on what's his face, but it's okay. I'm gonna kill him right now. Okay, he's burned, but he's not gonna die from that. Yes!
Right.
Now he will die from this.
Good.
Fight. Fight. And die.
Correct.
We are held to higher standards than us.
What?
Another leftovers! Yes!
What does
That's
that
perfect.
do?
It heals you after every round.
Oh,
I love that. I already have one,
that's really good.
but I'm hungry. Fight. Fight.
I get up early to raise my Pokemon from cocoons.
I bet you he has no bug Pokemon whatsoever.
Probably not.
I bet you he doesn't
I
even
bet
have
you
anything
he
remotely close.
has, What's like the legendaries in this version?
Oh no. Dude, he's probably got the legendaries from last version.
Euro going on. It's. What was next?
You did this to me.
I'm sorry.
You did this to me.
I will knock on wood next time.
Do it now.
Man.
Got it. You got it. You got it. All right. Here's how we're gonna do this.
Get the Glockner.
We're gonna call. It might be. I have to name Kyle off something
Yeah.
spectacular in my eyes. Might not be spectacular in his eyes, but I'll be honest. If I find myself a Lotad, it's a Kyle.
Okay, I'm gonna say
Pick the direction. Pick the number of squares.
go down and to the right. Come on.
All right, we're leaving.
Oh.
Oh. We found our Kyle.
It's perfect. You could go, ooh, nosy.
Ooh, nosy.
Nosy boy.
Nosy boy.
Okay. Yeah. We like that. We like that.
We like that a lot.
We like that a lot.
Why can I not find a thing?
We like that. People sleep on Arby's, man. I think
The
it's
gyros are
underrated.
good. They have good mod sticks. They have some good stuff.
They have
but
they're jalapeno poppers.
Arby's is Turner food. If you talk about our jalapeno poppers, I default to Swenson's.
Are there like regular animals in the Pokemon world?
These are the animals.
Okay.
If somebody came to our world, they'd be like, are there like regular Pokemon in this world? They'd be like, my friend, there's way more. There's no, there's not. I'd just be like, no. Don't go on the internet and search it.
Who would win in a fight? Elephant or true crocodiles?
An elephant. Always. 2 crocodiles, they can't even get a grip on anything unless they got the tail somehow, and then you could rip off an elephant's tail and that'd be perfectly fine.
You don't think like a crocodile would like tear into the foot?
No, because what the crocodiles do is they latch on and then they roll.
Yeah.
But if the crocodile can't twist the entire weight of the elephant, it's just going to rip at the leg.
Okay.
And yeah, you're probably going to hurt the leg.
You got me.
But we also got the Pokemon. Didn't want to talk about that. You're probably going to hurt the leg, but you know.
That's
yeah,
fine.
yeah. No, I got it.
Name it RP.
This is actually a name that when I worked at summer camp, we had a horse. It was the coolest horse. It was the biggest horse I've ever seen. I mean, every year
it Dozer?
Oh yeah, it is Dozer. Every year we have different horses there, but this one was massive. Oh.
Oh.
All right. You think I'm gonna get the item before or after I get the Pokemon?
Before.
Oh. Oh!
We gotta channel some energy.
It's the boy!
That's.
Okay,
Awesome.
hold on. Sonic Boom! What is that gonna do to me? Is that gonna kill me? Yes, that's perfect. He's got so much health. I'll look it up later.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out. Or you know what? I'll just use it because I'm gonna get this guy.
Yeah, there you go. Alrighty.
Okay. We're gonna use two. We're gonna use 2 Pokeballs that I should have bought more of. All right. You know what? You win some, you lose. It's okay. It's okay. It is okay. He can't move. He's paralyzed. Hit him in the Pokeball.
Come on. Channel some Kyle energy.
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay. Sweet.
Oh no, he's gonna die. Oh, Guppy, no. Oh, he's got leftovers. We're good.
Alright, make that sub.
Yeah. Come on, he's so low.
Yeah.
I don't have great balls. I wish I had more Pokeballs. I know.
Okay, come on. We gotta summon some Kyle here. Oh boy.
Kyle?
Oh boy. Kyle. It's time.
Give me the helmet.
Alright.
I'm ready, boys.
Should have.
I'm suited up.
Let's go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Please. Please. Damn it!
Well, I've never been more upset that I have to use a Pokeball. All right.
Do it, Mr. Reed.
Give me your energy.
Come on.
What if it broke out right now?
That would be really sad.
I would just.
Man.
Woo!
Hey, still, we got it.
It was the boy.
It was.
What should we name it?
What do
You gotta.
you gotta?
But we didn't have to.
We did. He came all the way out. You drove
All
here
right,
from
I know.
Medina.
Just for
I
this.
absolutely wasn't in the other room. I drove here.
Yes.
You gotta do Kyle G. Hee hee.
Kyle G.
Okay.
Full name. Who wants the Speed Racer helmet?
I will take the speed race. I shall don.
I adorn your head with the Speed Racer
Oh
helmet.
boy.
And I take my leave.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Kyle. Thank you. Gone but not forgotten. That was intense.
Oh well. Kyle G. He went to Arby's.
Hey.
See you, Kyle.
Adios.
Item. Worth it.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't actually get through any of Rock Tunnel whatsoever. We did have an eventful video. We caught a Ponyta, we caught Nosy Boy, the Nose Pass, and we caught Kyle G. as Articuno, which is awesome. I'm really excited. I have 2 legendaries now.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun moving forward.
Yeah, Mew and an Articuno. So, yeah, if you have any advice on how I could, I don't know, get through the one thing I wanted to get through today, or speed up my video when I'm trying to do it, please let me know by tweeting me at ZTVGoofingOff using the hashtag Pokegoose. My name is Matt Reed.
I am Nick McFadden.
And thanks for watching. We'll see you later. All right. Good job, man. Good work. Let's go home.
Matt. Look,
What?
camera's still rolling.
What does that mean?
It means we're still rolling.
What do we do?
Make something up. Go.
Remember to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to check out our Twitch channel. We may be done with Luigi's Mansion, but there's still Pokemon to catch and battle.
Wow, Matt, I can't believe you made up the standard Goofing Off outro on the spot off the top of your head.
Well, since the script says I made it up, I guess I did. Anyway, my name is Matt Reed.
And I'm Kyle Glockner, and thank you for taking the time to goof off with us. We'll be right back after this break. Laugh!
Well, since the script says it, I made it up, I guess I did. I quit. Oopsie.
Uh-oh. Stinky.
Get on that one?
Second take. No.
This program was produced by ZTV at the University of Akron. Do you want to gain experience in video production, professional social media, or working with real clients? Visit the UA School of Communications online or follow us on social media to learn more. ZTV. Make media, make a difference.